Hello folks, welcome back to another Smart Simple Savings. It's been about 2 weeks I think since my last video. Between traveling for Thanksgiving, two of my kids had birthday parties the next weekend. Our family was hit with a stomach virus in between those, so it's been kind of a busy, rough 2 weeks. But we're back on track. We are looking towards the end of the year, which means Christmas is upon us, the new year is upon us. And so what I want to do over the next few videos is set you guys up to win big in 2023. So we're going to go through in these next few videos on what you need to do to prepare yourself financially, planning and preparing to make 2023 your best year ever when it comes to financial planning and going after those financial goals. So in this video, we're going to talk mostly about your budget. Being able to have a budget and have goals with that budget going into the next year is hugely important. It's like the difference of walking through an obstacle course blindfolded or having the chance to go beforehand, look at the blueprints, look at the plan, create your own plan as how you're going to navigate this course. Yes, you may trip and fall, but you still know what's coming up and how to adjust yourself for that next obstacle. Versus if you're blindfolded, you don't know what's coming. And so that's what a budget is like, is creating a plan so that you can be better prepared for the obstacles that are going to come up as you go through this next year. So what I need you to do over these next few weeks is find some time to set aside, whether that's like a date night with your spouse or if you're single, like a date with yourself. Set aside some time where you can sit down with a notebook. You can plan out this next year. What you need to write down as far as your budget goes is what are some expected costs that you have coming up this year? Do you have trips? Do you have vacation plans? What birthdays, if you've got kids and spouses, like are going to happen? How many do you have? How much do you plan on spending? Do you have anniversary trips? Do you have some medical costs coming up? Maybe some home repair costs that you know you're going to want to get done. Start writing out this list, and so you know what your known expenses are going to be. Yes, you're not going to be able to get to everything, and there are going to be unexpected expenses come up, but you can have your best guess for this next year. And depending on where you are financially, you need to start having some goals for this year. What is your debt? What are your debt goals? Do you want to pay it off this year? How much do you want to pay off? Maybe you're debt free. How much do you want to save this year? How much do you want to put towards retirement this year? You need to make a plan for all these to know what your monthly expenses are going to be. And so once you've done that, once you've laid out all your potential future expenses are for the year, what your financial goals are for the year, how much debt you want to pay off, how much you want to save, you can start categorizing all these expenses along with the expenses that you've accumulated from this past year. So looking at what you spent monthly on a lot of your core things like gas, groceries, eating out, all those different things, your utilities, and begin to build your budget to figure out what you can accomplish this year. So we always talk about a zero-based budget. So that is starting with your income and then categorizing every single dollar until you're down to zero. Every dollar should have a job as you go throughout this year. So you're going to take that list that you've made of planned expenses for the year, divide it by 12. So if you're at kind of what you need to set aside each month in order to accomplish whatever those goals are, and add that to your budget. Again, so that zero-based budget has all your regular monthly costs and expenses plus the goals that you've built in. And again, income, list all those out. It should be zero at the end and begin to work through that. It's going to take you a few months into the new year to really get the kinks worked out, but that's going to help you, again, achieve the goals that you want to make for the year. Here's a few big things that people forget about when they're making their new budget or planning for the next year. Most people are going to get at least a cost of living raise that's going to take effect somewhere between January to March or April of next year. And so what I need you to do is don't think that, well, I can spend this much more a month, unless you're looking at paying off debt, setting some money aside. But it's not just more money that you can go buy stuff with. Build that into your debt payoff. Build that into your savings plan. Keep living just as you were this past year and let that extra money come in. Go to your financial goals. You also need to look at health insurance. All new health insurance starts over, and some companies change plans, some pricings change. And so that also means your paycheck is going to change depending on what those health insurance benefits are doing. So you need to look at that too, because your income is going to change between those two things this next year. My wife and I are planning on sitting down and going through all of this. I have between Christmas and New Year's off, so I'm going to take a day and start going through and making this list out of everything I just walked you through. What are our expenses going to be this next year? We'll build in some cushion for some. What are our goals for this year? What do we want to save? What do we want to put to retirement? And we're going to build our budget and be very intentional with every dollar that we make in the year of 2023 so that we can have the best year ever and make some big strides to the financial goals that we've laid out for ourselves. If you know money is going to be tight this next year, what I want you to do is go back and look at my last video where I talked about some pre-Black Friday savings deals, but you can use it all year this next year because it's going through top cash back with any of your buying needs and get some cash back along with buying gift cards with Raise to do a lot of that shopping as well, and you can double up. Between those, I was able to save almost $70 just doing my regular shopping by going through top cash back and doing my online shopping and buying gift cards. I think I saved about $20 buying pizza for my kid's birthday party through buying a gift card on Raise for Domino's and then ordering through the Domino's app. So use those. Also, go back and look at the credit card video where I talk about some of the best credit cards for this past year. I'll have another one coming up in the spring about the new cards for 2023. But a lot of those have some great cashback options that'll also allow you to save some additional percent on a lot of your basic shopping needs. I'll put a link down in the description to a lot of those sites. But I really want you guys to focus on setting aside some time to be able to plan, prepare, set some goals for this next year so you guys can have the best year that you've ever had. Even in this talk of a recession and downtime, you can still have an incredibly financially successful year through that if you plan and prepare properly. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys take this heart and follow some of these tips that I've given you. And hopefully y'all will continue to be smart, simple savers, and I'll see you on the next.